is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida. 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, 60 minutes to go until the opening bell. And we have markets trading to the downside, taking back a chunk of that big gain that we had yesterday. Right now, you got the S&P futures negative 58 points at 3,056. NASDAQ negative by 157, 87.39. The Dow off about 486 points, 26,476. We'll start things off with a chart of the S&P. So we're down about 1.89% right now, 58 points. You see the charge higher yesterday, quite a run from basically 2980, even below that level, up 140 S&P points above 3120. We close out the day basically at session highs. You close it out 3129, the high there. And just like that, we've given back 90, almost 3% off that high right now, 3,041 on the S&Ps, down about 58 points. Jumping over to some of the other markets this morning, we'll start it off with the Dow. There's your Dow chart. Pretty similar action. You charge higher all overnight. I believe this is a 5-minute chart. Let's put it on a 15. Zooming in a bit. Your high in the Dow last night at about 345, 27,069. Now down more than 700 points off that level, 26,332. NASDAQ 100, 86.90. The high in the NASDAQ, 89.47. So you're talking about 250 plus points in the NASDAQ 100. We covered the S&P. We're back down to 3,039. That's kind of the lows of where we were at yesterday morning. Crude oil this morning, $46.51. Trading lower for most of the overnight. We're coming down right near that low we made in crude at about 5:30 in the morning, 46.33. There's your gold contract trading higher, 16.56. Quite a trade higher for gold this morning. Basically topping the highs. Even yesterday, we were up at about 16.47. The high yesterday morning, 16.50. Now above that price level in gold, trading 16.56. The headlines this week, that would be the front page of CNBC. Dow set to drop 750 points at the opening, following a roller coaster week for stocks. I heard a statistic yesterday. 3 times in the last week or so, you've had a plus or minus 4% move in the markets. That only happening 2 times in the prior 8 years. 4%, just mammoth moves across the board as that market continues. Zoom out with their earnings this morning, falling sharply despite an earnings beat. To get into the numbers, earnings 15 cents a share versus 7 cents a share. Revenue quite a beat as well, 12 million about. 188 versus the 176 that was expected. Revenue growing 78% on an annualized basis in the fourth quarter. Checking in on Zoom shares this morning. I don't think that's it, is it? Let's pull it up and make sure. What's their symbol? ZM, okay. Down about 6.2%. ZM. So there's your action last night. Spiked to a low. And that was when the market was at its highs of 103, trading at about 107.35. Checking in on the VIX this morning. Back to a higher level, 36.16, just hovering around this 32. 32 has been the low all this week. We spiked higher on that huge Friday collapse, 49.48 in the market. The high of the VIX, 36.16 so far this morning. Other news stories out there. The House passing an $8.3 billion emergency coronavirus spending plan. The vote, I believe it was 400 plus to like 2. So pretty nonpartisan, everyone on board. Whoops, what just happened there? There we go. $8.3 billion to combat the coronavirus, more than $3 billion in vaccine research, $2.2 billion in prevention and preparedness efforts was unveiled hours earlier following days of negotiation. So the House passed that, and all but assured it looks like the Senate and the President will pass that as well. Other news stories out there, jumping through the headlines. We covered Zoom with their earnings. You have American Eagle out with their numbers this morning. Quarterly earnings beat on the top and bottom lines, with the company citing strong customer engagement and positive traffic across brands and channel. Earnings, 37 cents a share. They were supposed to take in 36. They beat by a penny. They made $1.31 billion versus the 1.27. AEO is their symbol, American Eagle. Closed yesterday at about $12.87. Was up more than $1 at $13.96, back to $13.45. FireEye, Goldman Sachs upgrading the cybersecurity company to a buy from a neutral. So FireEye, F-E-Y-E, getting an upgrade to buy from neutral. New price target of $18 per share, about 30% up from where we are as of the close yesterday. And FEYE, some muted action, was just down at $12.75. HP and Xerox, there's a story for you. HP rejecting Xerox's takeover offer. Xerox offered to pay $24 per share, compromising $18.40 in cash and 0.149 Xerox shares for each AP. The bid meaningfully undervalues HP and disproportionately benefits Xerox shareholders. So HPQ, let's see how these two are reacting. Dropping a bit, 21.60 yesterday, 21.20 so far today, and XRX, no real action on that as well. Ciena, shares of the telecom networking company rose more than 5% pre-market trading. Earnings of 52 cents a share on revenue of $833 million, and they were only looking for 38 versus $820 million, so a beat across the board. There's Ciena, quite a pop, 41.62, trading at about 43.70 right now. Johnson & Johnson, Citi initiating coverage of J&J with a buy rating and 163 per share price target. They have an $82 billion revenue global behemoth, slowly recreated itself through mergers and acquisitions, divestitures, and internal R&D and partnerships. So Citi with a strong statement for J&J. And J&J looking to trade a little bit lower this morning, 142 versus 143.48. Marvell Technologies, the semiconductor company, rising 8%. They're up this morning after reporting strong quarterly earnings, 17 cents a share, topping by a penny. Revenue at $718 versus $711. MRVL. Quite a pop last night on that number, $22.59, up about $2, but was as high as $25.45 initially on that news. Got to love the Thinkorswim platform. We get the numbers. 17 versus just under that level, and we also had their earnings call for 4:45 last night, just under that high of 25.45. Snapchat upgraded to a buy from neutral. Snap stock down 30% since January. The firm said it believes the recent sell-off in shares created an attractive buying opportunity. $19 price target. Snapchat, an interesting dilemma there in terms of a product that many people are familiar with, but can you monetize that product? And Snap struggling to come up so far right now. Maybe. Let's see if we jump to Facebook, their competitor. There's Facebook this morning, down a bit. Down $5, actually. Facebook closed at $191.76. Looking at open at like $186. And let's try that Snap again. No, we're not getting the Snap data. Okay, well, jumping around to some of the FANG stocks as we come to break here. Amazon off a bit, 1932, closed at 1975. Google shares this morning, getting some slow data. 1350 by 1357, closed at 1386. We have the bid offer up there, but that chart struggling. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be coming back from the break. We now have the Dow down 74, markets at session lows. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets basically at pre-market session lows right now. Dow off 627, 26,338. S&P's 74 points in the negative. Jumping over, so oil, quite a pre-market session for oil. You have OPEC reportedly agreeing to a cut. There's your spike at about 6 a.m. I expect on that news. You go from 46.53 on that bar to a high of 47.44, almost a full dollar to the upside. But how quickly we give it back in that news story. Driving action, OPEC reportedly agreeing on massive oil supply cut to offset the virus impact, awaits Russia's approval. 14-member group, led by the Saudis, deciding to cut production by 1.5 million barrels a day through the second quarter of the year. OPEC added the group would review the policy on June 9th at their next meeting. The proposed cuts, which were at the top end of the analyst expectations, believed to be conditional on the approval from Russia. Wonder if the speculation, how that played into things on that spike higher in crude, and then the pullback right back 46.59, a drop there at about 8.15, and maybe some counteracting news to that story, or just a pullback in general. Other news stories out there, you got to jump to coronavirus headlines, especially when they're driving the action. You have 2 of the tech giants out there. Facebook, contractor in Seattle testing positive, so they shut down their office. And what's interesting here, it says they're closing it until Monday, which the spokesperson said is the end of the incubation period. Not sure how Monday, right? Today's Thursday. The company's encouraging all Seattle-based employees to work from home, though, until March 31st. So I guess that would be how long it can be in the office, maybe without any people there in terms of dying, if it's just on a desk or whatnot. Nonetheless, Facebook closing down, and you also then have Microsoft in the same group of headlines, telling Bay Area and Puget Sound employees to work from home if possible. As the coronavirus said, all non-essential business travel in the area where the coronavirus is active canceled. People who can work from home in 2 affected areas should do so. I imagine you're just going to see more and more people if you can do your job from home, as this becomes quite a story. The numbers, 95,700. Global deaths, 3,280 in the U.S., 159 cases, and unfortunately 11 deaths in the U.S. Where do we have? I believe I had a chart. There we go. in terms of the Dow's roller coaster. I mean, these numbers, you almost can't overstate. I mentioned at the top, I believe that's the third time representing probably February 24th. Maybe that was is that a 4% move? Not sure. Probably a 4% move on February 27th. No, it was probably February 27th, March 2nd, and March 4th. 4% moves in the Dow. You have 1,879, 1191, 1294, 1173. And this morning, as of right now, we're going to put up a minus 627 on the negative side coming into things on March 5th. Just mammoth moves in each direction, coming off almost 4 to 5% moves, becoming the regular. Jumping over to yields, quite the story here. And this is one thing, Tom was pointing out on his show. A bunch of people saying, yeah, stocks were rallying yesterday, right? But you were still seeing yields at a level of 1%, if not lower, hinting to the fact that yields weren't indicating that this risk-off period was over in terms of people pulling money out of bonds into stocks, was just not happening. That low yield, and as a result, we're back below 1% as this market's sinking. We're now sitting on a yield 0.954% on the yield. Zooming this down to even just a 5-day, scrolling over to get us to live. Quite a drop when you back things up to last night, where we closed with the market up about 1,200. Speculation, a lot of it having to do maybe with politics, maybe with Biden now being the front runner on the Democratic side, but the market very quickly, even at 1.05, right? You just had a rally in the market of 1,200, but you have the 10-year yield, 106, down more than 0.1% now, 10 full basis points, trading at yielding 0.95% on that 10-year yield. Other stories out there, Taco Bell, they're going to begin serving alcohol in their cantina locations in the suburbs. A Taco Bell with alcohol may be coming to a neighborhood near you. So they're going to convert 3 of the traditional restaurants in the suburbs to cantinas. They opened more than 60 of them in the U.S., and a little bit of a different take on Taco Bell as they're coming out with what they're doing there. Other stocks making moves. We also had BJ Wholesales out with their earnings, 40 cents a share, in line with estimates. Revenue beat expectations, $3.47 billion, according to Refinitiv. Same-store sales missed estimates, though, and full-year guidance this week. Let's jump into BJ. Those warehouse stocks, yeah, quite a little miss. $22.49, down at about $20.75. The earnings call looks to be beginning right when we jumped on the show this morning there. And I believe Costco has numbers coming up as well, right? Maybe it's even this morning or this afternoon. All right, got to love the Thinkorswim platform. Earnings after market today. So you have Costco down a bit, 316 versus the 321. Maybe Costco, if BJ's is struggling, maybe Costco down about $5 being priced in. It also just could be the fact that the market's down about 2 to 2.5% right now. And Burlington beating on the top and bottom line for its quarterly earnings. However, first quarter earnings guidance was weak. It'd be really interesting. We get the jobs numbers, of course, tomorrow, non-farm payroll. So Burlington off a bit, but the market down dramatically. Not a big deal. 219 to 216 right now in Burlington. So we get the jobs numbers tomorrow, and VIX trading about 37.19. I imagine tomorrow will not be the number that the market is really going to be worried about in the jobs, because right now, even in the last week or so, as things have accelerated, I imagine March numbers, March productivity, because we just got in ADP on Wednesday, 185, I think, for February. January revised down sharply, but that impact's not really too dramatic yet. And for some context of where we are, even on this run back, that Fibonacci bounce, let me pull this back on a 3-year weekly. Going from the low in the S&Ps, right basically to that 0.5, but pretty remarkable. You delete this drawing and put it on I'm going to do just the retracement here to put in mind that if this is some kind of ABCD on the way down, we also just only retraced from that low 50%, twice right up to that 31.28 line. right? From that 33.97 high, all-time high, pretty remarkable. That's a print of February 19th. It's only March 5th, and we traded all the way down to 28.53, and we're currently sitting back above 3,000 at 3,048. But those are interesting levels. And even when you put it on the NASDAQ, let's see where we are exactly. Again, we did peak over that level briefly, but you see both of these tops at a 50% move in the NASDAQ as well, 87.09 all the way from the high of 97.63, again, February 19th, down 1,600 plus points in the NASDAQ 100 to 81.26. And let's pull it up in the Dow as well. We'll just use this high back here. I've got some other fib numbers on there. But as you can see in the Dow, all of them, 50% right to the headline, 27,039. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be coming back, finishing up the program, see what else we have on tap for Thursday trading. We get natural gas numbers at 10:30 today as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Markets right near session lows. S&P's negative 71, Dow off about 597, NASDAQ off 200 points. Checking out the 10-year note. This is the price action. You see the spike yesterday to the high, 2 days ago, yes, at market lows. That being the all-time low print in yield, 136.23. But what I'm pulling up is, you close out yesterday very strong in the market. You have the 10-year down there trading at approximately let's see what the low is. 131.12, and we're exactly a full point above that level at 136.12. So you're going to see that we're only up, it says, 12 ticks or whatnot, but we're really up a full point in that 10-year since last night, 4 o'clock, the close, to where the futures open, the market, to correlate things. You pull up the S&P. Let's delete this drawing. Let's zoom things in on a 15-minute. And there's where we close out the market, a far cry away from where we are right now, 31.29. The market's straight down to 3,047. And to see where that puts us on that 10-year, even as we've gone through the show, ticking even lower with a 0.94 handle now in the 10-year, 0.94%. Jumping back through the markets for one final check, 26,400 in the Dow. We were up there right at above 27, so 670 points above there where we closed out. NASDAQ 100, trading 87.16. S&P's 3,050. Crude oil, $46.60, right where we were at before that OPEC news was coming out. And checking in on some of the foreign markets as we wrap it up. Europe, tough. DAX, you're down 2%. FTSE down 2%. CAC roll down 2.2. Tough market in Europe, and America following suit right now with our pre-market, as you see, Dow down about 572. Checking in on the FANG stocks as we wrap it up. How about Amazon, which we haven't pulled up yet? 1932. Apple shares, 295, closes at about 302, and we'll wrap it up with the VIX as the market trades off. VIX at a pre-market high of 36.98. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento coming up live at 9. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Natural gas inventories at 10:30. Live programming all day at TFNN. Dow off 588. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.